Saul and the Witch of Endor, 1 Samuel 28. King Saul was the first king of Israel. At the beginning of his reign, God was with him. But over time, Saul began to disobey God. He ignored God's instructions, acted out of fear, and relied on his own decisions instead of listening to God. Because of this, God stopped communicating with Saul. Saul tried everything to hear from God again, through prophets, dreams, and prayer, but there was no answer. This silence troubled him deeply, especially because the Philistine army was preparing to attack Israel. Instead of repenting and turning back to God, Saul made a dangerous choice. Even though he had once banned all mediums and spirit callers from the land, he secretly went to one himself. He disguised himself and visited a woman in a place called Endor, asking her to call up the spirit of the prophet Samuel, who had already died. When the woman performed the act, something unexpected happened. She suddenly became afraid, realizing this was not a normal experience. The prophet Samuel appeared and spoke to Saul. Samuel told Saul that because he had rejected God, God had now rejected him as king. He also told Saul that Israel would lose the battle and that Saul and his sons would die the next day. Saul was overwhelmed with fear and fell to the ground. He had no strength left. The message was clear and final: the next day, Israel lost the battle, and Saul and his sons were killed, just as Samuel had said. Why this story is disturbing? This story is frightening because it shows what happens when someone repeatedly ignores God's voice. Saul did not lose God's guidance suddenly. It happened gradually because of continued disobedience. When he finally sought answers, he went to the wrong place and received a message of judgment instead of hope. Lesson: when God is silent, it is not always abandonment, sometimes it is a call to repentance. Seeking answers outside of God only leads to fear, not peace.